My name is Debbie Craner, and I'd like to talk to you about my internship with the organization Sleep in Heavenly Peace. This organization was started with a little love and service done at Christmas time, hence the name Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Luke Mickelson is our founder, and he stated, "We're here for the child. Just giving a kid a sense of ownership, a sense of responsibility, as well as a good night's sleep is tremendous for them." So you may be wondering how I came upon Sleep in Heavenly Peace as an internship. First, let me begin by a little background. Sleep in Heavenly Peace is a nonprofit organization that, as I said, started with a service to a family in need of a bed for their child. It was Christmas time when Luke Mickelson said yes to getting involved and helping. The first bed he built was a bunk bed in a small garage. He was shocked to discover with research how widespread this need was in his close-knit community. Mickelson founded Sleep in Heavenly Peace, a nonprofit that would build and deliver beds to children who were in need. CNN interviewed him where he stated it was such an eye-opener. He sat in silence thinking, is this really going on in my community? I learned about Sleep in Heavenly Peace when a young man from my ward chose this as his Eagle Scout project. I loved the fact that this organization was finding ways to serve and advocate for children in my San Antonio community. So this presentation will show you just how wonderful this organization is and that it's a great way to fulfill your internship. So how does Sleep in Heavenly Peace work, you may ask? Well, first we start with donations. They can come from an individual, they can come from a company, they can come from a church group. All ways, forms, we have donations of beddings, wood, time, and even a pillow, you'll see. Volunteering, as I said, we have build days where people, organizations, scouts, all come in and help take the wood that's donated to us, sand, drill, and build a bed. We have applications, deliveries, and as it says here in the end, no kid sleeps on the floor in our town. So first, let's begin with donations. One of the first things I was in charge of was helping with the delivery, organizing all of the bedding for this delivery. And as I served as an intern, it became very apparent to me about how many people brought in donations of beds and comforters, sheets, but they always forgot the pillows. Now, we have, as I said, money that's been donated to us, which I would use to buy pillows at Walmart, which was really a fun experience because people would see me with a basket full of pillows and want to know what I was doing. And I had the chance to explain what our organization does, and that was really a lot of fun for them to see a way that they could get involved. But I decided I would do a little bit more. I mean, isn't that what my internship's all about? So I decided to organize a pillow drive at my church. I was able to talk to the sisters in my Relief Society about this organization and what wonderful work they do for the kids in our community. They got really excited. And we planned and organized a pillow talk night and had over 40 pillows donated. One of the ladies even went a step further by organizing an online donation pillow drive, and it has been wildly successful in obtaining over 100 pillows that have been sent to her home, which she'll then deliver to the warehouse. The next are volunteers. This semester I had the chance to take a social innovations course. I learned the importance of each person on a social innovation pyramid. At the very top of the pyramid are social entrepreneurs. Now, everybody can't be a social entrepreneur. I know I'm not, but I'm right stuck in the middle. And in that middle group are the implementers. In our organization, those are these volunteers, those who are willing to sacrifice their time and talent to serve. At the bottom are donors. I learned from my internship this semester that there's so many different ways this organization provides ways to advocate for these children through volunteer work. Each Saturday, we tried to schedule builds, and we had different organizations that would come in to build beds. While I served in my internship, we had groups from ranges of the Knights of Columbus to Eagle Scouts or just Scouts, and we had a orthodontist office come in and many others, but those three stood out to me, who came in and had such a marvelous time getting down and working hard physically to sand, to drill, to stamp, and then dip wood, and that's just a certain kind of protectant we put on the wood so that we could build a bed that would later be delivered to the kids. There were so many people during those build days that would ask me questions about the organization, that would ask me about the kids and families that they were going to. They asked how people could apply, and it gave me such an opportunity to advocate for this organization and try to find ways to help these people come back to not only build again, but even come back to deliver the beds or even just donate bedding to our organization. Now, I will say I did push the delivering beds because that's the best part of this experience, I think. Here's some more pictures of us hard at work. I'm right there in the middle sanding. So on our website, we have a place to apply for beds. Most of the time, people hear about our organization by word of mouth. People who've had beds delivered that are neighbors or family members, and that's not the best way. I've tried really hard this semester to improve, along with a friend of mine who's also taking a social media marketing class, to improve our presence on social media so that we get the chance to bring more attention to our organization as well as more beds to kids. I had the chance to work with another wonderful lady in what's called vetting. This is done by going through the applications that have been submitted and finding out the immediate needs of these families. Now, during COVID, we had to stop delivering beds. So when I began my internship, we were vetting applications from back in 2019. We've been able to get through the list of names, those from that year, all the way back now that we're up to date. I had the opportunity to talk to so many different families and even receive responses back after they were delivered beds. But one family really touched me when I called them. And the lady I spoke to told me how she was getting custody of her 4 nieces, but she had no beds for them. I thanked her for her willingness to care for these girls. It was so powerful in all the things I've learned as an advocate to see someone advocating for a better life for these girls, and that I could be a part of it by having these beds delivered as soon as possible to these girls. It's delivery day. After the wood's been prepared, it's time to deliver. I have been a part of 4 different deliveries. The largest had a 42 team group. So that meant there were usually 2 to 3 people on a team. And we were able to deliver 101 beds to kids here in our San Antonio community. It was awesome. So why did I choose Sleep in Heavenly Peace? It's given me a different perspective, I'll say, on how people come to live in poverty. Poverty in these homes comes from working hard to pay bills, put food on the table, and put a roof over their kids' heads. Beds are expensive, and an extravagance that some parents just can't afford. And it's probably the last thing on their list. You may be thinking, well, so what if a child doesn't have a bed? Well, sleep is one of the most important aspects of a child's physical, emotional, and mental health. Children need to sleep between 9 and 12 hours a night. And when a child doesn't get enough sleep, they have cognitive and behavioral problems at school. Just think, if you didn't have a bed, how hard it would be to get a decent night's sleep. Children who don't generally tend to have problems in school with alertness, with staying focused, and it affects their success in the classroom. Having beds also provides them with their own space and a responsibility. And they need these things along with sleep. Here in San Antonio, we have approximately 50,000 children who are sleeping without beds. And during my internship, I advocated with looking at how we can apply for grants, how we can improve our social media input or our imprint, and how we can help these families who are in dire need of these beds. So I encourage you to look for your local chapter and get involved. Thank you.